Okay, this is Dr. James VONDUTCH speaking, or simply better known as Dr. James VOND. And I'm on the parade right now in Leamington, and that's the Salvation Army shop there, charity shop. Just thought I'd get that in. You want to buy anything used? And the local council house or headquarters for Leamington Spa Town is just behind me there. Can you see that? The town hall, that's what it's called. That's a Leamington version. The Coventry one is obviously on Earl Street. I've shown that in more videos as well. That's the town hall for Leamington, which is actually in Warwickshire district. It doesn't really count as a like Coventry is in the West Midlands. You see, that's counted as being in the West Midlands. That's probably under Warwickshire Council district. Okay. I'm just giving you a tour of you guys going up the parade. At the top end there, it becomes the upper parade. And where I was, that was just a parade. Just like in Coventry, they got the upper precinct and the lower precinct in the city centre. I should mention I've got 3 jobs here actually. I was employed in this town in Leamington. And my first ever job was actually at the post office, which is just in that direction there, not far from here. About half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, just down the road. And that's where the post office is, and that's where I was based. As a temporary job when I was around 18, 19. In 1988. That's my first ever job, which didn't last long. It wasn't really suitable, but that's my first job. And the second job I had was at Tandy Electronic Retail Outlet. I was actually interviewed here and got the job there on the day, and then obviously I relocated to the Coventry branch. I was all over different areas of Tandy branches in the Midlands area. And I used to commute to that. It's barely worth in terms of living expenses. It was really terribly paid. It wouldn't even be a minimum wage under today's day and age. Minimum wage didn't exist in those days. It was virtually slave labor kind of a. Although it was a training management job, you didn't really end up with anything. There's hardly any profit, and therefore no motivation to even turn up to that job. A poorly paid job, almost like sweatshops. So that was my second job. That was in 1995. Tandy Electronics training manager, which I got, like I said, I got from here, from passing my interview here. My third job was around November 1996, and that was an advertising man. A bit like North by Northwest, isn't it? Cary Grant movie, 1959 movie, but it wasn't exactly that. It was obviously just advertising space on JPC, a journal publishing company, selling advertising space. Not as really brilliant as a real proper advertising man role, like in North by Northwest. Remember when he says, "I'm an advertising man"? Roger Thornhill, and he says that. and he's got an ex, two ex-wives or something. Or was it ex? And he had a mother as well. He says, and he's dependent on several eateries or something, or bartenders, and he doesn't want to get himself killed, obviously. Just an advertising man. Remember that movie? And then he meets Kendall, that woman, Eve Kendall. He meets her. Talking about Kendalls, this must be the bad life, isn't it? As opposed to the good life. The good life with the Felicity Kendall. You know, the Felicity Kendall in the old TV series. I used to come on the Good Life, you know, and I think she's got a sister as well, isn't it? That must be the Good Life, eh? Or was it the Good Life? You tell me. And that's the workshop here. I'll get that in for you as well. Can you see that? The works. Should I take my glasses off? Yeah, so he's in that movie North by Northwest. That's one of my best movies as well, that Cary Grant starred in. And that starred, actually, her real name was Eva Marie Saint. Eva Marie Saint, and she's over 100 years old. She's still around, just like that Dick Van Dyke character, you know, in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He's still around. He's over 100 as well. Some people do make it over 100. Some actresses, you know, and actresses. Dick Van Dyke, you know, played Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and some TV detective series as well, murder mysteries, etc. Not quite homicide like Lieutenant Columbo, but that sort of, you know, line, a sleuth, you know, a kind of detective. Or okay, we're on the upper precinct now, and I'll be ending this video soon. So that Cary Grant guy, he had 5 marriages, you know. Incredible, isn't it? If he had 6, it would be the same as Henry VIII, isn't it? One more marriage away from that. But he only had one kid, one daughter, that is, from Diane Cannon. I think that was his 3rd or 4th wife. But after his 3rd or 4th wife, he had also 2 other partners. Incidentally, both of those partners he had, or allegedly had, they died in mysterious circumstances. They were kind of like bludgeoned or brutally murdered. Anyway, enough about him, but he was quite wealthy, obviously. He wasn't some poor pauper on social media. Okay, that's the saviour shop there. There's quite a bit of construction work going on here. See the scaffolding there? I think that's where the Tesco is. Might as well go inside inside the Tesco. Actually, my bus is here. I think I'll end this video now. Dr. VOND, Dr. James VOND, on 26th March 2026 in Leamington. I'm about to enter the bus, catch my bus back to Confrey, Meadow.